This is Tom Hanks, not when I first met him, but years later on my second and third visit to his house. This is Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife. She wrote something like, "Thank you for teaching me about the birds and the bees." I remember I told her all about the bees. I don't remember telling her anything about my birds. I do have birds. I have parrots. And again, I don't recall telling her about my parents, but that's what she thanked me about. This is Pat Sajak, Wheel of Fortune. I have another autograph of his coming up. This was Ginger Lynn, a famous porno actress. She was living in Century City, and she asked me, "What do you want me to write for you?" And I told her, "I'm in the bee business. I deal with honey and this and that. Please write to Isaac the Bee Man, thank you for letting me be your honey." And she did. This is Don Rickles, the famous comedian. Mr. Rickles, a gentleman, and he had a couple of houses, and I serviced both of them for years until he passed away. This was Victoria Principal, and famous actress. This was Colonel Potter in MASH. Before Colonel Potter starred in the show MASH on TV, he had starred many times on the westerns with James Arness, Marshall Dillon, who I used to work next door to his ranch in Simi Valley. When I was at his house, he asked me, he said, "What do you do?" I explained to him about the bees, and I told him, I said, yes, I was a kid at James Arness's ranch and the summer camp, and the bees were a real problem. And he took me to his office where he had maybe 50, 70 pictures of him in westerns with James Arness and other movie stars. This was Adrienne Barbeau, a famous actress. This one is Phil Hartman, which there is a story about him, and I already did a video just for him. Please, if you like this kind of stuff, watch it on YouTube and TikTok. This is Dionne Warwick, who is a famous singer. God bless her with all her beautiful music. This here was a famous DJ on the radio. This guy here starred in all the westerns, rather in the police shows on TV like NYPD Blue and things like that. This was one of the actresses models who advertised dish soap for the kitchen. Marty Feldman, Young Frankenstein, you know all about him. She starred in Cagney and Lacey, and next to him is Joseph Campanella. Joseph Campanella starred in many, many movies, and towards the end of his career, he was doing commercials for BMW. And he used to always say, "Have you pondered if your mom wouldn't have married your dad, whether you would be you? Well, the BMW, such, such, such."